Sairam, everyone.
Sairam, Katya, we are so happy to have you with us here today. So let's start at the very, very beginning. When did your spiritual journey begin and how old were you?
Om Shri Sairam. My most loving, humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of my beloved Mother Sai. Greg, my spiritual journey actually began in 1994 when I joined Swami's College. So till I joined Swami's College, I didn't know anything about Swami. And this college is in a place called Dharwad in Karnataka. And Swami had visited this place and told the local Sai Center devotees to buy this land, which was situated in the heart of the city. And then again, Swami came back in 1974 and he went and blessed this land. And he gave a discourse on March 8th, 1974, even way before the world had started celebrating International Women's Day. So on that day, he stood under a tree in that land. That place is actually called Sai Charan. And now the central trust members have named our campus as Sai Charan Campus. So that day, he gave a discourse. And in his discourse, Swami mentioned that this land will be utilized in future mainly for the upliftment of women, and there will be a college in my name. So this was in 1974. Then from 1974 till 1994, nothing happened. That land was just sitting there. And then all of a sudden in 1994, Swami sent some of his intimate devotees and told them to start the college. And as you all know, when Swami wills it, everything happens so quickly. So they came and all of a sudden they worked very quickly and the building came up and everything was ready. But then they needed some help, academic help. So somebody recommended them my mom's name. And my mom was actually then a professor in another university called Agri University. And actually, that time she happened to be the director of the whole Home Science Institute. And Swami had told them to start with bachelors of home science. So they went and approached my mom and asked her help, as well as help from all the head of the departments, from different professors from different departments. So my mom agreed to help them. And then that day when she came home, that was the first time I was in my 12th grade. I was a teenager. So my mom comes home and shows me picture of Swami. Till then, I had not even seen picture of Swami. And then my mom told me, they say, his devotees say that he's a reincarnation of Shirdi Sai Baba and his name is Sathya Sai Baba. And guess what? This is perfect timing. I wanted to be a nutritionist and I wanted to do home science, but I didn't want to join the same college where my mom was the professor. So she said, this is perfect. You can join this college. Actually, she literally forced me to join this college and she convinced me. And that's how my spiritual journey began.
Right. And with the help of your mom, which is quite amazing. She was someone who dedicated so many years of her life to that college. And she had a very special relationship with Baba. Could you share a little bit about that with us?
Yes, her relationship mainly is through dreams. Initially, she just helped with helping with the syllabus, framing the syllabus, everything. And then she got busy with her own university in her college. But then when she retired, actually, she was here with us. She was spending some time with us here. And she had one day she dreamt that both the Shirdi Baba and Sathya Sai Baba, they both enter the room. And my mom is there with a lot of other people. And both Shirdi Baba and Sathya Sai Baba, they discuss among themselves. And then the Swami points at my mom and he comes to her and says, you are selected. And he materialized Vibhuti for her. And then next day morning, she got up and she couldn't figure out what that dream meant. But then when she went back to India, the state members, they called my mom and asked for her to be, they said they have selected her to be the chairman of the academic council. So since then, she's been fully dedicated and involved in Sai Charan campus, and she's been serving there. And her special relationship with Swami is mainly through dreams. She got many dreams of Swami, and she's been actively involved in the organization now.
Yes, that's quite incredible. It shows just how amazing it is with Baba, how from behind the scenes you might have a dream, but he's organizing things in your life in so many other areas. Absolutely incredible. Now, when you first started going to Swami's college there, you were quite young, and you were also, we could say, maybe a free spirit, and adopting to the rigors of spiritual life is not always easy. And yet, your spiritual transformation certainly did take place. Swami did become everything to you. How did that all come about?
As I mentioned, my mom forced me to join Swami's college. And I want to give a little bit brief background of how I was then. I was a typical tomboy. Even looks-wise, I had very short hair. They used to call it as boy cut, like, and looks-wise also. And I used to ride this bike two-wheeler. And I used to be always climbing the trees. I used to be always on the trees, plucking mangoes, guavas. And then I was very much influenced by the films and Friends and fashion. And I had my own few favorite actors of Bollywood. So when I joined Swami's college, first thing they said that luckily, since we were the first batch students, we didn't have to wear saris, but they said you have to wear salwar kameez, modest clothes, no jeans, no skirts, and then salwar kameez with the dupatta on both the sides, and then no shoes inside the classroom. So all these rules and regulations were very overwhelming for me. And it was something very new, not only to me, but to all my classmates, because this kind of a spiritual college was very new to this place called Dharwad. So initially, I didn't like it at all. And actually, at one point, after a few months, I couldn't take it. So I came home and I started crying, and I told my dad, what did I ever do to Amma that she put me into this kind of prison or something like that, college, and I'm quitting, I'm not going to continue. So then my mom, she was very good in convincing. She said, okay, if that's the case, now it's already, all the other courses have started. So, why don't you wait? Instead of sitting idle at home, just continue this year. So I went back. And also all of us, our friends, we used to complain about our teachers all the time behind their back. Most of our teachers were from Anandpur, and also we used to judge all the devotees and say that, what is this? Their Swamiji asks them to start a college and they just go and start the college without any proper infrastructure. We don't have enough microscopes in our microbiology department. So we used to complain all the time. Then the teachers asked us once after a few months that, would you all like to go to Puttaparthi and see Swami? We were very happy other than studying, going and seeing some new place, exploring a new place, sightseeing, why not? We were all mainly curious to go to Puttaparthi and see Swami. But for some reason, we thought it was like a hill station, very cold place. So we carried a lot of warm clothes with us, and our bags were really heavy. And we had to take 2 trains, and the whole journey was very tedious. Next day morning, when we reached Puttaparthi and when we went for darshan, actually Swami materialized Vibhuti for our principal and said that tomorrow come for an interview. So when we went, next day when we went for the interview, in the interview room, Swami, the first interview for us was like, it made us realize that the omnipresence of Swami. We came to know that Swami is omnipresent because he said everything exactly what was going on in our Dharwad campus, right from our journey. He said, why did you all carry so much stuff, less luggages, more comfort? And then he told everything what we were complaining about the institute. It was so funny, the way Swami was saying, as if he was taking our side. He said, Swami just asks them to start the college, and they just start the college, right? Without any proper infrastructure, without poor thing. My girls don't have enough microscopes in the microbiology department. We were like, oh my God, how does the Swamiji knows everything? And then the teachers had asked us to ask we were not allowed to ask any personal questions as Swami students, but they asked us to ask some spiritual questions, but our teachers knew how good we were spiritually. So they themselves wrote some questions to us and asked Swami, because in interview room, what happens is when you keep asking questions to Swami, when you keep Swami engaged, you can spend for longer time, you can spend more time with Swami. So one of the questions which they asked me to ask Swami was something about detachment, which I myself at that young age, honestly for me, spirituality means those who are depressed in old age, they leave everything, who cannot enjoy life, they just run away to and hide in the forest. Something I had that kind of concept. And then I asked my question, something about detachment. When I'm asking that question, as it is, I'm attached to my parents, I'm missing my parents, I'm already feeling homesick. But anyway, since I had to ask, I asked the question. First thing, Swami looked at me and said, monkey-minded hudgi. Hudgi means in Kannada, girl. Monkey-minded girl. Then I literally thought that, he knew about me always climbing the trees and plucking the fruits. I was like, how does Swami know this? But I was very new to that term. Actually, Swami is referring to your mind, a monkey minded. And then he started talking about detachment, spirituality. And then he looked at me and said, spirituality doesn't mean running away to the forest and hiding in the forest. Be in this worldly life. Don't be attached to the fruits of your action. So it was a beautiful interview. And when we went back to Dharwad, without our knowledge, in a very subtle way, the transformation had already taken place in all the girls. We started cooperating and started, helping out with whatever with our teachers, and we showed more interest in all the activities, in the bhajans. And also, by then, I also had changed my mind. I had decided to continue in the same college. And then when our juniors came, we were very supportive for them. We told them that these all rules and regulations, spiritual discipline could be very overwhelming in the beginning. So we were like one big Sai family. And in those 3 years, whenever we went to Puttaparthi or Whitefield, Swami gave us interview. He gave so much attention, his love. And we also witnessed so many miracles in our own campus. So by final year, for all of us, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba was everything. We knew no other God than Swami. Swami was everything to us. And I just want to tell Greg about the final interview. As the outgoing students in the final year, all Swami students, they get one interview as outgoing students interview. And we were all very excited and we were really looking forward for this interview. We had prepared so many questions to ask Swami and get so many things blessed. So anyway, we go to Parthi, very excited, looking forward to it. We had gone there for a week, and first few days, Swami royally ignored us. He didn't even acknowledge that we were there, and we were very new to this, ignoring treatment of Swami. We were wondering what's happening, We were expecting as soon as we go, Swami would ask, Yavaga bandidu, when did you all come? He'll, grant us interview, but nothing. So after a few days, we were all getting frustrated and we were asking our teachers and they were like, maybe this is it for you guys. And we were asking, requesting all our teachers to postpone our, stay some more days. But we couldn't stay for a longer period in Parthi because we had to come back and give our final exams. Anyway, so one of the days when we were sitting in the darshan, and also at that time, all our group sadhana, individual sadhana, reading Sai Sacheta, Namasmane, self-introspection, where did we go wrong, why is Swami doing this, all was happening. And then one of the days when we were sitting in the darshan, when Swami came, he again, as always, he just, wherever we would sit, he would look at the opposite direction and go and totally ignore us. So one of my friends who was sitting next to me, she said, look at Swami, the way he's showing attitude, you know what? We should take him. We had rented a bus and we had gone by bus. She said, we should take him, put him in the bus and take him to Dharwad Campus. So next day, actually, by his grace and blessings, we did get an interview. And so we all were sitting with Swami in the interview room. And one of our teachers, she said that Swami, you always keep saying that, I'll come to Dharwad campus, but you don't come, and we don't want to hear you saying that I'm always with you, around you, all that. We want you to come physically and bless our college. So Swami said, oh, is it? But few girls looking at me and the other girls, but few girls have already decided to kidnap me, take me, put me in the bus and take me to Dharwad campus. So we all started laughing. And little did we know then that we were talking to the Lord of the universe. We were asking all some silly, mundane questions to Swami, and we didn't realize how time flew. We spent more than an hour with Swami. And then Swami got up and he went to get us saris. Actually, he got up and then again he sat down and he asked, Hadalva in Kannada. That means, don't you guys want to sing for me? We were like, oh, yes. We had prepared for 3 months, 2 songs to sing in front of Swami. But we were so busy, engrossed in chatting and interacting with Swami that we ourselves forgot about those songs. So the Lord had to remind us to sing for him. So we started singing. And the first song, it's a Hindi song. It goes like, Sai hamare ho tum, Sai tumhare hai hum, pattar te hum, tere pyar ne pattar mein dali hai jaan. The meaning of the song is, Sai, we belong to you and you belong to us. We were like stones. You came into our lives and you transformed us. And it came out beautifully. And later on, all the people outside were saying that you girls were sounding so nice. Then we started with the second song, which is a Kannada song. It goes like this: Tanu ninnadu, manavu ninnadu, yenna jeevana dhanavu ninnadu, nanu ninnavanemba hemmeya. The meaning of the song is this body, this mind, this wealth, whatever I have, Swami, everything belongs to you. The only pride that I belong to you belongs to me. So we started singing this Kannada song. But then it suddenly hit us hard as we were singing that, oh my God, this is it. We are in our final year. We won't be getting this kind of physical proximity with Swami. What will we do? And everyone got emotional. One by one, all the girls started crying, and we were really struggling to continue the song. And our music teacher, she was like, girls, girls, please, we have practiced it for so many months. Please, please don't mess it up. But she herself was also crying. And then we look at Swami, his eyes had turned red. We saw tears flowing from his eyes. At that point, we couldn't continue. We just abruptly stopped singing, and Swami was looking at us and we were looking at Swami, but there was complete silence. It's nothing but that pure motherly love flowing from Swami to all his children. I think that was the most memorable moment of my life, which I wanted to share with you all. And then Swami got up. He went and got the saris and he gave us Pad Namaskar. And the final advice, what Swami gave all of us was, behave well, make Swami happy, and make your parents also very happy and proud. And of course, make your in-laws also happy and proud. And remember, mother-in-law is mother-in-love. Then, like a sweet, loving, caring mother, he waited and let each one of us leave the interview room. I think, as they say, of all the miracles, the transformation of the heart is the biggest miracle. I think that's what happened to me in those 3 years. I was totally transformed.
Yeah, that's amazing. Beautiful group experiences, and mother-in-law is mother-in-law. You get married soon after, and you move to the USA and settle down with your husband. And Baba experiences continued. Your relationship, of course, continued. And some of these experiences are very, very meaningful. Could you share some of those with us?
Sure. Actually, my relationship with Swami became more stronger after I came to US here. I think I built that strong inner connection with Swami when I came here. And one of the experiences that really strengthened my faith was uh, I had difficulty becoming a mother. I first time when I got pregnant, I had a miscarriage, and second time it turned out to be an ectopic pregnancy. And then after a long time of struggling, after 7 years, finally I became pregnant for the third time. And both my husband and I were very excited, and we were looking forward to become parents. And also we heard the heartbeat of the baby, and we also came to know that it was a girl. So we were very excited, but then all of a sudden, again, I developed some medical complications and I was rushed to the hospital. I thought I would be back in a week or something like that, in few days, but I ended up staying in the hospital for months. They asked me to take complete bed rest, and for some reason, my husband and I, at that time, we thought to keep it very low key. We didn't want to make our parents and in laws worry, or we didn't share this with a lot of people. Very few friends of ours knew about it. Usually, I share everything with my mom, but this I decided, I just told her just need to take some rest. So I used to be all by myself in the hospital, and that was the time which helped me to build that strong inner connection with Swami. I would write letters to Swami, I would have conversations with Swami, and I would chant Gayatri Mantra. And also, my husband, he would visit me in the morning and then only in the night. Because he had to go to work. So I would be all by myself in the hospital. And also, I had this too much of anxiety of what will happen this time, too. And so then I told my husband, that please get one of Swami's books to read. Usually, every time when I used to go to Patti, I would keep buying Swami's books, but I never had the time to read. And I was thinking in my old age, I will sit and read all Swami's books. So, anyway, I told my husband to get one of Swami's books. So, next day, he got this book called Ishwarama, the Chosen Mother. So I started reading this book and I found it very interesting. Beautiful relationship between Mother Ishwarama and Swami. And as I was reading, especially when I was reading this part where Mother Ishwarama, she asked Swami to make a promise that he wouldn't go out of her sight from Puttaparthi, but let his devotees come to Puttaparthi. So as I was reading this, at that point, I broke down. I started crying and I sincerely prayed to Mother Ishwarama. I told her that Mother Ishwarama, you're also a mother, and I just want to be a mother, and I want to be the mother of the same child whose heartbeat I've already heard. Because in my previous pregnancies, I hadn't even reached that far. So I said, please go and convince your son and make me mother of the same child. In few days, I was discharged from the hospital. This was in the month of March. I still had to take complete bed rest. But then, exactly on May 6th, early morning, I had the symptoms and I had to rush to the hospital. And I had my daughter on May 6th, Ishwaramadi. So Swami clearly showed it to me that whatever prayers I prayed to Mother Ishwarama had reached him. So this experience made me realize that Swami is not only your best friend who listens to your problems, but he alone can fix your problem as well. And there's no problem in this world greater than Swami. And I would like to share one more experience too. In the This was in the year 2009 when that recession happened. My husband actually he lost his job. His company completely they shut down, so he was laid off. And I had already quit my job after I had my daughter. I never went back to work, and we had bought a house, so mortgage. So that year was very financially very difficult, tight period for us. And then early 2000, the Region 3 decided to make a pilgrimage to Puttaparthi. So every year, every summer, my daughter and I, we go to India. So we were anyway planning to go to that pilgrimage. And my husband then had got one contracting job. He's in IT and he was working as a contractor. So everybody advised it's better, especially my in-laws and all that. I think it wouldn't be advisable for him when he's looking for another job to leave and come. And also, and it's a contracting job, it's not nice to have now unpaid vacation. So anyway, we went, but then for some reason, I was feeling that, it would be nice if he also could join the pilgrimage. And then we both discussed. And then last minute, my husband, he booked his ticket and he was also there for the pilgrimage. And it was beautiful 10 days. We got very nice darshan of Swami. And then after that pilgrimage, we were going from Puttaparthi to my hometown. On our way, my husband got the news that, especially one interview where he had given, which he really wanted that job, he got that job. So we were very happy. And then when we came back here, for some reason, my husband was looking at his account and he saw that the money was not deducted for his ticket. And the credit company didn't charge him for that. And he was wondering what happened. And, he kept waiting. And then months passed by, but nothing. And then he called the airlines also. He was very curious to know because he got his boarding pass without, paying anything. He went to India and came back. And then we asked the airlines. I think after a few days, he called and asked, and they said, no, your ticket it was already paid. So I don't know what's the mystery, what confusion, what happened there. But of course, as we all know, Swami took care of that ticket. So it really, there were a lot of experiences, especially for my husband, who was very new into Swami's fold, which really strengthened his faith as well. So I think these are the two experiences, I wanted to.
Yes, amazing. Now, so life continued on in the US, and we get to the part where Swami actually leaves his physical body. And can you share with us what life is like now for you?
Sure. I'm so glad that we made that trip, that pilgrimage, because in 2010, that was the last time we saw Swami in his physical form. And I'm one of them who was very attached to the physical form. So, and also when just before Swami took Mahasamadhi, this was on April 23rd, one of the centers in Miami, not our center, but another center, they had some special prayers, satsang for Swami's recovery. And one of my friends asked whether we could join them. But this was late, Saturday night, very late in the night, and it was around 8 o'clock, and my daughter was already fast asleep. She was just 5 years old. And then my husband told me, why don't you go ahead with them, and I'll stay back with her. So I went with my friends, and when we were in the satsang, when the prayers were going on, we heard the news of Swami leaving his physical form. And exactly around that time, my daughter, she all of a sudden got up from her sleep. She woke up and she asked my husband, Daddy, when did Krishna pass away? So my husband said, long back ago. Why? So she said, he just did something like that, and she went back to sleep. It didn't make any sense. He was he was wondering why he didn't share any Krishna stories with her before going to bed or anything. And he was wondering why did she suddenly ask this question. Then that very moment, he got a call from me saying that Swami left his physical form. And then very next day morning, we asked her, did she have any dreams or anything? She doesn't even remember she saying that. And I remember in one of the talks, Sister Geeta Ram had mentioned that what Swami had told, that children, till they are 6 years old, treat them like God. Anything that comes from their mouth is actually God speaking through them. And also to confirm that, the same day, we got one of our friends who were in India, the hugging saint, Mata Amritandamayi, in her ashram. And that day, Mata Amritandamayi Amma, in her discourse, she told, it seems, that today Mother Earth is weeping because Sathya Sai Baba was a Purna avatar, just like Krishna, perfect right from his birth. And Mother Earth had not witnessed this kind of Purna avatar for more than almost 5,000 years. So that confirmed our Swami is the same Lord Krishna, and we are also fortunate and blessed to be contemporaries of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. But then I was very restless, and I couldn't come to terms of, thinking of Swami not being in the physical form. And then that very year in July for Guru Purnima, my daughter and I, we went to India, and with my parents, we went to Puttaparthi. So we went there. I had all kind of mixed feelings. How would I feel with not seeing Swami in his physical form? But when I went there, when I went to Sai Kulwant Hall, when I saw the Mahasamadhi, I don't know, I felt so much at peace. I felt that, Swami is so much with us, and it was a beautiful darshan of the Mahasamadhi, and I could I had a very strong inner connection with Swami when I was sitting there. And then after the darshan and all, the program got over, they were distributing the prasadam, laddu prasadam to everyone. But that year, I think since they unveiled the Mahasamadhi, there were too many people, uncontrollable crowd, and everybody was pushing each other and going to take the prasadam. And my daughter felt suffocated and she started crying. And we were in the line, then I also couldn't handle it. And at that moment, I just told out of frustration that Swami, and for me, always going to Parthi was like going to my parents' father's house. So I said, Swami, if you know that your daughter is here, then somehow you should make sure that, we get the prasadam. So we are leaving now. We couldn't handle that, all the crowd. And so we went back to the room. My parents, my mom asked how was the darshan, and I was telling her that I feel so much, before it used to be all distractions when Swami would come, whether Swami would give us interview or for whom Swami is giving an interview, or all those, and where is Swami going, everything. Now you just close your eyes and just connect with him. I felt so much at peace. And this is exactly, I said that I feel since he left his physical form, now he's in that original, his cosmic form, and more powerful than ever, and listening to our prayers. Soon after I said that, suddenly the lights turned on in the room, and all four of us were sitting on the bed, and nobody was near the switch, and then it just turned off. So that made me, it was an assurance that Swami, is listening to all our prayers. And then after a couple of hours, we heard a knock at our door. And then we opened the door, and this was a very nice lady from Australia, actually. She was from Australia. She said that, you know what, I forgot to get my keys. I wanted to go very early to the bathroom, and I came upstairs, but then I realized the keys were with my husband. So I thought I'll take a chance. I couldn't wait to go back and get the keys. So can I use your restroom? We said, sure, go ahead and use it. So she went, and when she came back, as she was leaving, she took out her bag, her purse, and said, here, this is a laddu prasadam for you guys. Mm-hmm. So it was like Swami is all the time with us, hearing our prayers. These are some of the experiences after Swami left his physical form, and my first trip to Parthi that I wanted to share. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, very, very beautiful. And these are experiences that fill us with joy just listening to them. Indeed, your devotion and enthusiasm is just so contagious. Based on everything that you know of Baba, what thoughts would you like to leave us with for this evening?
Make Swami as your best friend. I would like to tell everyone that make Swami as your best friend. Make him as your lifelong companion. Just hold on to him. And once you hold on to him, Swami will not let go of your hand. Don't just make Swami as a god and just worship him in the altar, but make him as your best friend, where you share your sorrows, your joys, your frustrations. Surrender everything to Swami. And Swami is like a sun. Equal sun rays falls on everyone. It's, it doesn't matter for Swami whether you are a Swami student or whether you are a trust member, or how long you have been a Swami's devotee, how many interviews you got, how much physical proximity you had. For Swami, everyone is equal. So we cannot be, an equal sun rays falls on everyone, and we cannot be complaining that, our neighbors are getting more sunlight than us. It's up to us to open that doors, windows, and let that love of Swami, shine and flow within us. And they say that yad bhavam tad bhavati. If you think that Swami is very close to you, he is very close to you. So make him as your best friend, and let Swami be your first priority, and you'll see that everything else will fall into place. And He will be always with us, guiding us, guarding us, and protecting us. Sairam and Greg, thank you so much. I would like to thank you, and I would like to thank the entire Region 8 team for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences. Because when I'm sharing these experiences, it's like reliving those moments. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jai Sairam.
Jai Sai Ram, Katya, that was the perfect way for us to wrap up the talk. We'd like to thank Katya very much for sharing with us this evening. Very memorable experiences and lifting us and inspiring us so much.